Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching and your host on this series. This is a place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those 2 questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you know that I have a Substack page where I do a deeper dive into the questions that I'm asked for the Ask Coach Marie series. Twice a month, I write an article related to one of the episodes that I receive over here. If you're interested in learning more about my Substack page or reading the articles, please click on the link that is in the description for this particular video. There's no charge for subscribing unless you just want to support my work, which is always appreciated. You would receive the articles for free. So anyway, just wanted to let you know about that if you didn't already know. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. The first question comes from Sarah, who is in Boulder, Colorado. And Sarah writes, I'm a perfectionist and it's exhausting. I constantly criticize myself and the fear of making mistakes often stops me from even starting things. How can I loosen my grip on perfection and embrace good enough so I can actually live and create more freely? This is a really nice question, Sarah, and I do appreciate you sending it over to me. Now, with the issue of perfectionism, I'm sure you know that perfection never exists. All we can do is do our best and let go of the need to keep tweaking or keep changing and adjusting. Now that is better said than done for some people, and I'm assuming that this is what's going on with you. One of the things that you can do is set a time when you're going to actually launch or let go of whatever it is you're working on. For example, if you're working on a paper, have a deadline for yourself and stick to that deadline. So that means that you would be allowed to edit until that deadline, and then you'd have to stop and let it go. That's one way of doing it. There is, of course, the issue of why the issue is there in the first place. What is this protecting? Because this issue, of course, originated somewhere. You want to, of course, get to the bottom of where it started and come up with a plan for delving deep into the issue to eradicate it so that it can dissipate. Doesn't mean that it will go away completely, but you will be able to actually work with it. My recommendation, of course, is to get a coach or a psychotherapist to help you with this, in particular a psychotherapist, so that they can delve deep into the issue with you. In the meantime, setting a deadline, making sure you have someone else who can come to you and say, hey, time to stop, time to let go, and just releasing whatever it is you're working on. Another thing that you can do is think about what's happened in the past when you've actually put something out or released whatever it is you're working on. What was the outcome? All of us can see where we can improve, but then remember, we're the ones looking at the work that we're doing. And the public or your job, they don't see the mistakes. And the mistakes may be so small that nobody pays attention to them. Good enough is usually good enough. So send me a message letting me know what you have decided to do concerning this issue. Have you decided to reach out to a psychotherapist or a coach? Because that would be what I'd recommend for you. All right. The topic for today is, of course, related to this question because it's an issue that a lot of people have and they don't know how to resolve it. The topic is the courage to be imperfect, cultivating self-compassion and releasing the inner critic. A lot of people have self-esteem issues and self-worth issues, and therefore they are constantly criticizing themselves. And this can actually cause you to be ill. And where the universe is concerned, there is no such thing as perfect. The universe is chaos, as a matter of fact. And we have to be able to shift directions on a dime. We have to be able to do what we can in the spur of the moment and release whatever it is we're working on. Sometimes we're given an opportunity to work a long period of time on a project and get as good as we can with it, or at least work on it as much as we can. And we have to just release it and just let it go. This is an issue that I've actually had. I've actually overstudied for tests before in the past. And it didn't serve me well, by the way, to overstudy. I'm not going to tell you the outcome, but it did happen, and it taught me a valuable lesson about this. So you want to pay attention to your energy pattern. When do you feel that you're getting to a point where you need to actually stop? Are you getting confused? Are you getting concerned with what you're doing? Are you seeing that you're overthinking? When that happens, it's time to stop. It's time to let it go. You can also enlist the help of a friend or someone in your work environment to set a time limit for you if you're not able to do it for yourself. Now, if you're able to set a time limit for yourself on when you're going to actually release a project that you're working on, that's good. But if you're not, then enlist the help of someone else and they can help you with this. They can say, hey, time to stop, and you have to release it. As I recommended for Sarah, if you're having an issue with this and you're not able to resolve it on your own, seek help. Seek help from a psychotherapist or a psychologist or a coach to help you with this, because you can cause yourself to get ill with perfectionism and being self-critical, which isn't something that you want to do. So I hope that helps. Let's move on to the second question for today. The second question comes from Ryan, who is in Miami, Florida. And Ryan writes, my self-talk is incredibly harsh, especially when I make a mistake or feel vulnerable. I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. How can I transform this critical inner voice into a more supportive, compassionate ally? This is a good question, Ryan. And what you have to do is, of course, be proactive, meaning come up with a way that you're going to work with this issue when it comes up, the self-talk. So, for example, if you're telling yourself that you're no good or not good enough, come up with an antidote for that. What affirmation or motto can you come up with for yourself? And so when the self-talk happens, replace it with the mantra that you have created for yourself, and just keep doing this, because what you're needing to do is reprogram your subconscious, because what you're dealing with is something that's going on in the subconscious mind. The other thing that I would recommend is figuring out the root of the issue. Where did it stem from? Is it something you inherited from family? Is it something that happened because of an experience that you had when you were younger? Figure out where it started and work on that issue and resolve it. The other thing that you can do is, when you think about your self-talk, ask yourself why, and is it true? 9 times out of 10, it's not true. But if you face it head on, the self-talk, and ask why it's there, have a conversation with it, that will go a long way in helping you to see the truth of what you're saying to yourself. In all cases, please have self-compassion for yourself, because we're all here on this earth plane having life experiences. And you must have compassion for yourself. Send me an email to let me know how you're getting on with this. You can always work with a coach or a psychotherapist or a psychologist to work through these issues too. So as I said, let me know how you are getting on with this issue. All right, we have come to the end of this episode for this week. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that does help with the algorithms. If you would like to learn about the services that I offer, check out my website, padmalifecoaching.com. On there, I have information about astrology, past life regression, and life coaching. You can sign up for a session or send me an email through the website if you are interested in any of those services. If you'd like to learn more about how I've worked through some of the trauma that I encountered in my life, read my book, And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir. In it, I talk about how I work through trauma in hopes that it gives you inspiration to work through your own life trauma. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer for you here, send it to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. And once again, be sure to check out my Substack page. I release articles twice a month over there, and the link for the Substack page is below. Thank you once again for spending your time with me here today. I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.